My name is David DeLeon. I work here at Diamond Financial Planning. I started here at Diamond back in 2018. I love the atmosphere, love the team dynamic. What inspired me to become a financial advisor? I believe everybody has a different walk in life and a different appreciation, a different perspective. I just know a period where there wasn't a lot in familial and emergency savings. There wasn't a lot available, and there wasn't a lot of financial background. I wanted to really push myself, really mentally, as much as possible to learn, to acquire certifications, to propel myself with knowledge so that I could help others. I want to make sure that you as a client are equipped to receive the resources that you deserve in life. You work hard, you need that support. The clientele that I typically work with, these are people that are busy in their lives, and they're very specialized in their practice, and they need the assistance outside of that. When someone new comes in the door and they want to know the financial planning process, what is really important is having just a step back and just listening. Taking in their perspective on life, what their goals are. No matter what the angle is and whatever their goal is, we have at the very least kind of a three-step process. The first step, very simply, is somebody comes in the door and they want to know, what can I do about a certain goal or question in mind? So it's just a question or two, or maybe it could be an old employer plan they want to review, any number of things. Let's come in, digest that. What are you looking for? And the second step is kind of the planning phase, where we take a lot of that data, that profile, and what is the next step? So we define that together. And a third step that's somewhat overlooked, and I think overlooked quite a lot in the field, is it's great to have a plan and establish that, but what is our ongoing communication? What is the ongoing monitoring of that plan? So that needs to be developed, and that is, I think, quite overlooked. If someone is trying to identify when it is appropriate to work with a financial planner, that's really an all-encompassing answer, because that's any stage. So someone could be in the beginning building blocks, where they're looking to scale and build their wealth. And how do you mitigate that? How do you work around opportunity is the word that comes to mind, to build and that plan efficiently from a tax perspective, from this perhaps an estate perspective, but more from an accumulation perspective. There also might be inheritance planning involved, where that's a tough conversation. Someone could also be pre-retirement transitioning in. That's a whole different concept in itself. And then those that are in retirement years, how do you work around that plan? There's a lot to digest, a lot to think about, so many complexities that I help to break down for people. What do I like to do away from work? I absolutely love composing piano music, putting that together. I am crazy about my music, playing keyboard, and just enjoying that time. It's a nice outlet. And I would say even more than that, my priority in life is spend time with my family. Whether it's going to Topgolf, or going out, seeing a movie, just playing card games at home. That's where my love is just being with family, enjoying that time. It allows me to be a better person at work. The most rewarding part of my job is this. When I work with my clientele over time, I get the feedback of, hey, you've helped me. Here's somebody very close to me that I want you to help as well. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. But I think even more than that, it's great to have a conversation with somebody and build out a plan, but when I get to do reviews and have ongoing dialogue, that to me is the most rewarding part. It's that we've been able to communicate, and it's not just a once and done plan. We're able to have that ongoing relationship. If there is one piece of advice that everyone should hear, it's very simply this. First, let's point to fear, which might be a kind of a weird concept, but there is genuine fear that we face, and usually that's in the unknown. What is my retirement going to look like years down the road? Could be, what if major life events happen? What happens? What if maybe there's a spousal scenario and one spouse was to pass? What happens in those instances? So in life, when we build a financial plan, I think the piece that we need to face are the fears, and what are the unknowns? And then we can have a conversation and do a little bit of contingency planning. What sets me apart? I would say very simply, there needs to be a level of care. I need to first have the mentality where there's no judgment. I can't sit there and say, oh, you should have done this leading up to retirement. The best conversation we could have is, hey, this happened in life that brought you to where you're at right now. How do we break things down, and how do we most efficiently move forward? So I like to make people feel like there's a certain level of not only comfort when they talk to me, but there's a certain level of attention, regardless of the dollar amount. I don't care who I'm in front of. I want to make sure that you are provided the care that you deserve.